on, guys? Dino Bam Bam here with the 10-7 MMA. Happy to be back in your lives. As you may have noticed, I don't have my co-host DS with me, but I found a good replacement. I found somebody that's on UFC 300 this weekend on the main card. Ladies and gentlemen, Cody Brundage.
What's up, brother? How's it going?
I'm doing great, Cody, man. Thanks for joining us. If you talk to our other friend Cody, let him know I said thank you for bringing you on.
For sure, I will. I see him all the time. I think he's actually coming out to Vegas, so I'll let him know.
Okay, there we go. Right on, right on. Are you still in Colorado right now?
Yeah, so I train out of Factory X. I fly out to Vegas tomorrow. So,
Okay.
uh, but yeah, I live in Denver, so just waiting to travel till tomorrow.
There we go. And then I had to clear this up. I feel like this is something I may have been lying about on our program for a while. I think Cody, our friend, had told me that I know you guys wrestled in college together. Did Cody Garbrandt go to school with you guys?
Yeah, he was there for like a semester,
Okay.
and then he dipped after like one semester. He's like, "I'm gonna go start fighting," and everybody kind of rolled their eyes. It was like, "Oh, okay, sure." It worked out for him.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say so. All right, man. Before we get into your fight, I do want to ask, man, being on UFC 300, probably the biggest card in the history of the UFC, definitely the biggest card of this year, right? Biggest card in a while. What does that mean to you? And then besides your fight, any other fights you're looking forward to on this card as a fan?
Yeah, it means a lot. I started this sport as a fan. I didn't really have big aspirations to be a fighter. It just kind of happened that way, and I love what I do, but it was never my goal to make it to the UFC or be a UFC fighter. Uh, Obviously, that's happened. That's awesome, but I know where I was when I watched UFC 200, UFC 100, and it was just always something that I enjoyed doing. I was always hosting watch parties at my house. Everybody would come through, we get the pay-per-view. So it's cool. It's cool to be a part of history. It's even cooler to be on the main card and be in a spot where, I go handle business and I'm the main headline coming out of the event. But yeah, I'm excited and just trying to enjoy it and be present where my feet are. And uh, I have a lot of gratitude and I'm very grateful, I guess would be the best words to describe it. But yeah, as far as fights on the card, uh of guys that I don't train with, Charles Oliveira is probably my favorite fighter. So, I'm excited for that one. I don't know if I'm really gonna be able to catch it. Obviously, it's the fight right after mine, but I'm sure I'll catch it on a run back. And Jamal Hill is a guy that me and him fought on a lot of regional shows together. We're both Michigan guys. We both held the same belt for a regional promotion, the same regional promotion. So. Kind of, I've known that guy a long time, so seeing him come up and have the success he's had, it has been pretty cool. And I mean, there's not really a bad fight on the card, so obviously as a fan, they're all pretty exciting. But I would say those two are two that I'm really looking forward to, and kind of, I feel like Jamal and I have a good personal tie, so that's one that I'm a little more invested in.
Yeah, that's what's up. I'm a Chicago guy, as you can tell with the Bears hat. So Jamal Hill, born in Chicago. I'm excited for that. And Charles Oliveira, my favorite fighter of all time. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely with that. All right. So with being on 300, right? I'm sure you've heard a lot of the fans, a lot of the stuff that's going on there is like, it's Cody Brundage. Why is Cody Brundage on the main card of UFC 300, right? Is it hard to block out that noise? Does it motivate you? Like, what's the deal with that?
I mean, I get it. My performances have been inconsistent. No one's really seen the best version of Cody Brundage, but the version that they have seen that's good is a problem for everyone in the division. And but I get it. I haven't had the most consistent track record. Part of that's growing up in the UFC. It's not easy to do. I've only said yes to everyone they've ever offered me. I don't take easy fights, and I haven't been spoon fed at all. So, um, part of that is the track record. I get it, but it is what it is. I decided, for a while, I was like, man, I'm gonna prove all these people wrong. All these people that hate on me, all these people that think I'm not good, all this whatever. I'm gonna prove them wrong. And I would say my last fight, I really kind of changed my perspective. And before my last fight, and was just like, forget the people that don't really believe in me, the people that have bad things to say. I'm just gonna prove the people that do believe in me and the people that do support me and are close to me. I'm gonna prove them right, and that's way more fulfilling. It's way easier to do, and it's actually doable. Because before my last fight, everyone was saying how bad I suck. Zach Reese was going to kill me. He's run through everybody. They're feeding me to Zach Reese, and I finished him in 90 seconds. And
Yeah.
nobody was like, "Oh, we were wrong." They're like, "Well, Zach just isn't as good as we thought." And so if I was trying to prove all those people wrong, that could be frustrating. That could be a distraction. And it'll be the same thing with Bo. I go knock out Bo Nickal. It won't be that Cody Brundage is much better than we thought. It'll be Bo Nickal's a little too green. He just wasn't ready for that kind of experience. Yada yada yada. So I think just trying to prove people that matter and are close to me correct is way better, and it's a better mindset, and it's easier, and it it makes it so that, those distractions aren't really there because I'm not really concerned with it anymore.
Yeah, man, I hear you. I know the last time out was the slam knockout. That was unreal. And then a couple fights before that, you actually beat a good friend of mine, Trayshawn Gore. That
Oh,
was a good
nice.
performance by you as well. All right, let me ask you, like, okay, so you're taking it that way, and that's good. That's a positive mentality to have. I like that. I appreciate that. Do you let any pressure come into this? Like, it is 300, man. It's a big deal. There's going to be millions of eyeballs watching, right? Like, if any pay per view is going to break 1 million, 2 million buys, it's this one. And you're open in the card. You're the first guy making the walk on that pay per view. Do you feel that pressure at all in the cage, or are you just going out there and being Cody Brundage?
Yeah, I obviously there's pressure. This sport's not like any other sport. Everybody keeps telling me like, man, you got nothing to lose, but
Yeah,
you get knocked out in your underwear in front of millions of people and your kids and your wife in this sport. So you always got something to lose. I think it's just controlling the pressure and, understanding that, it sounds corny and cliche, but pressure makes diamonds. And it's just got to be positive pressure. It's got to be the pressure I put on myself, not the pressure that everyone else puts on me or the pressure that everyone else has. And the pressure I have for myself is, this is a life-changing opportunity. And the only way you get more life-changing opportunities is you go capitalize on the ones you got. And so I got to win this one, but they'll be bigger. And after I go win this one, there'll be bigger opportunities, So
yeah,
if I can't handle this one, then it's not really boding well for the future. So I just need to handle this. And, there is pressure for sure. You want to change your family's life. I changed my family's life when I got signed to the UFC. I changed my family's life when I got some of these performance bonuses. There's just another opportunity to go do that and show why I belong where I'm at. And like I said, prove people right that do believe in me and give me a lot of time. And yeah, so I'm excited for that. There's the pressure of that, but that pressure is manageable. That pressure is a good thing.
yeah. I mean, a lot of people. I know a lot of athletes obviously thrive on that, right? You grew up playing a ton of sports. I know
Mhm.
you wrestled. I read somewhere you played some softball. So I know
Yeah,
you're all about that. Swimming, right? You did that too.
yeah. Swimming, football, pretty much everything.
Okay, that's what's up. And then you mentioned your family, so I'll transition into this. The last interview we did was with Charles Energy Johnson. Shout out Charles Johnson. He had his beautiful daughter, baby Gia, with him. I know that your daughter Kingsley is always on your mind. You always wear the little arm sleeve with the name on it. You asked for the purple shorts, I think.
Yeah.
So since being a father, man, how's that been? How's being a girl dad like transition into fighting? Like, has it changed you as a fighter? Has it changed you as a man?
It's definitely changed me as a man. I think just perspective is everything, right? You can't give someone your perspective. The only way to get perspective is experience. And, I got two girls now. My youngest is 9 months. Kingsley's 3. We've had anyone that knows my story knows the complications we've had with Kingsley. And, for a long time in my life when I first started fighting, I had a really good childhood. I didn't come through a lot of struggle. And that's not common for fighters, right? Like a lot of fighters have a lot of adversity. That's what forges them. That's what makes them as fighters. And for a long time, I was like, maybe I don't deserve success because I haven't had this struggle. I haven't had this adversity that I faced. And then I had a lot of adversity that we faced with my daughter, continue to struggle with. But I realized pretty quickly that having struggle or having adversity doesn't really determine if you should be successful or not. It doesn't mean you deserve anything more than anyone else. And that was a good lesson for me. And then the other perspective is fighting is used to be everything. It used to be the biggest thing in my life, and it's still super important. I love fighting, and it's how I provide for my family. But as long as I'm being a good dad and a good husband and representing myself and my family correctly, I feel like the fighting kind of takes care of itself. I put in the work, I train hard. As long as everything in my home life is good, which takes effort, it's not easy. I'm probably like right now I'm everyone always says relationships are supposed to be 50-50. It's not. My wife's 90%. She's a single
Right.
mom right now basically because I'm trying to prepare for this fight, but she gets it. And couldn't do it without her. But yeah, so I feel like it's just giving me good perspective. It's made me more present where my feet are, and it's made me more grateful for sure.
That's good, man. And just so we're clear, your wife retired from fighting, right?
Yeah, so she fought in the UFC. She was on the
Yeah.
Ultimate Fighter, made it to the finals, had 6 fights in the UFC. And she's the one who actually signed me up for my first MMA fight. Before she was my wife or my girlfriend, she was just my coach.
Okay.
She's like, "Hey, you're fighting on Friday." It was like Tuesday. I was like, "What are you talking about? I don't even know if I want to do that." She's like, "Well, I already signed the contract, so you're doing it." I'm like, "All right,
That's
great."
badass, dude. That's what you need. That's every man behind every great man. There's a great woman, right?
Oh yeah, she's way better than me.
I love that. All right, two more things, and I'll let you go. First and foremost, I need the Cody Brundage official prediction. How is Cody Brundage getting this done on Saturday?
Yeah, Bo's a quick starter. I'm a quick starter. We don't like to waste time in there, and we both have power in our hands. Both can wrestle. So I think there'll be some fireworks early, but I do think He's a great wrestler. I think to anticipate that, like, oh, I'll stop every single one of his takedowns is foolish.
Yeah.
He'll probably take me down, man. He'll probably get me to the ground. That's all right. I'll get back to my feet. And the more takedowns he gets, it's almost better for me because the more tired he will be from the work I'm making him do. And, he's never been to past like 3 minutes. So I feel like, that first round might look a little rough for Cody Brundage. Maybe he's taking me down. Maybe to the viewer, they're like, yep, just like we thought. But the more you got to do that, the more exhausted you get. And then come second, third round, I carry my power well. I have finishes in all rounds throughout my career. And I think I find him, I think he gets a little more desperate, a little bit more lazy, more labored with what he's doing. And then my power puts him away. So I think late second, early third, I get him out of there.
Okay, I'm sprinkling on that. I'm letting you know right now. But yeah, who knows, man? Maybe it's like the Hamzat situation, right? Where like we've never seen him really get into that dogfight. We've never seen him dragged into deep waters. I don't even think we've really seen Bo Nickal get hit. Like
No,
I've seen all his fights now. It's like 4 fights, right? 4 or 5 fights.
I've watched all his film. I've never seen him take a shot. And like, who knows how he does that? Because Brock Lesnar, remember when Brock Lesnar got hit for the first time? Like he freaked out. Like he didn't even know what to do. And it could be a very similar thing with Bo. And the other thing about cardio is like everyone can have the best cardio in the world until you start getting pieced up and panicked. And, then it just changes everything. Fighting's funny that way. Everybody puts in the work. No one gets in that cage and has bad cardio, but you see guys gas out all the time. Has nothing to do with them not putting in the work or having the capacity for it. It's just the stress and the pressure. And you start getting hit in the face, it'll change the game.
Yeah, I feel that, man. All right, last thing. We have a running joke on our show, Cody. So we like to play this game. What do they drink? Okay. So we always ask it about a certain fighter on every single card. And the question is, so Cody Brundage goes out there. He knocks out Bo Nickal in the late second round, early third, like he wants to. Everything's good. You're healthy. You're living good. What is Cody Brundage drinking after that?
Oh, man, I got to wake up early. My flight's a little early. It's like 9 a.m. and I got to come home and be dad. So I'm not going to get too crazy, but definitely some bourbon with my coaches, with the boys.
Okay.
We'll turn up a little bit. We got to celebrate it, right? So it's a historic event, a historic moment. So a little bit of bourbon, but I'm not getting too crazy. Don't get it twisted.
Okay. Any particular bourbon? Because my boy DS that usually does the show with me, he's like a huge bourbon guy.
Whatever Kodai's buying, whatever Kodai's buying me that night. That's
okay.
What it'll be.
Hell yeah. All right, guys. Cody Brundage, any last words? Anything you want to say to your fans, to your supporters?
I just want to thank my gym, Factory X. It's like a real family there. I appreciate all those guys, all the work they gave me getting ready for this fight. And then my wife, like I said, relationships are supposed to be 50-50. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way. She's really, makes it easy on me to compete and supports me like no other. So I'm lucky for her. And, I always want to give her a shine when I can.
Who's cornering you this weekend?
It'll be Mark Montoya, our head coach, Dustin Jacoby.
Okay.
He's top 15 light heavyweight. And the Hanyak. And then Colin England. Colin England, he's my boy from Michigan, fought in the UFC for a little bit, but he's cornered me every single one of my fights and me to pro. So he's been with me for the long haul.
Absolutely, man. All right, cool, guys. Hey, Dino Bam Bam with Cody Brundage, main card UFC 300 this Saturday. Buy the pay-per-view. Watch this guy take on undefeated Bo Nickal and knock him out in the second round. That's what we're looking forward to. All right, guys. Again, I'm Dino Bam Bam. That's Cody Brundage. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.